see this phrase over and over and over. Y varies directly with X. Y varies directly with X. Write a direct variation equation, then find the value. Notice on every single one of these, A is an equation, B is a Y value. So you have to provide two answers to every single one of these problems. At the top of your page, write Y equals MX. Y equals MX. We are going to use this every single problem. It's the first thing you're going to write down. Okay? It's the first thing you're going to write down. So this says, if y equals 8 when x equals 4, find y when x equals 45. So we start on the equation side, and we write down y equals mx. We have to fill in m. Whoopsies. To fill in m, we are going to put our y value over our x value from our if statement. Okay, from your if statement, y over x. What's my y value in that if statement? 8. What's my x value? What is 8 divided by 4? That's a 2. So instead of y equals mx, guess what we're going to write? Y equals 2x. We just figured out what m was. M is with y over x. That's our equation. Now we take our equation, y equals 2x. And this is where we use the find statement. Find y when x equals 45. So now we have to figure out what y is by putting 45 in for x. Now question, when x is right next to 2, what math operation's happening? Multiplication. So we're going to write y equals 2, and then I'm going to put 45 in parentheses so that I remember I'm multiplying. 2 times 45 is 90. Y equals 90. Every single problem today, you repeat this process over and over and over. The if helps you find your m. Your find helps you find the y equals. Okay? Let's flip to the next page.
The next page.
Yep.
5.
We're going to do number 5 together. Because I told you I was going to do one from every single page with you, so that you had an example on every page while you're working.
Thank you.
If y equals -4 when x equals 9, find y when x equals 3. So for the equation, we use the if. First we write down y equals mx. We're on 5. Top of the next page. Top of the next page. I need you to stop. To find my m, I put y over x. What's my y value? -4. What's my x value? 9. If you take your calculator and take -4 divided by 9, what do you get? A decimal. Does Miss Hoff want a decimal? No. So we stop and we look. Is there anything I can reduce this? This one is even. This one is odd. Nothing. So that's what we're going to use as our m. So y equals -4/9 x. That's my equation. Now we use the find part. Find helps us get the y. So we write down our equation again. Y equals negative 4/9 x. Find y when x equals 3. Now I need to replace x with a 3. Y equals negative 4/9, and then I'm going to put a 3 in parentheses. Now, if this is a fraction, how should I write 3? 3 over 1. We always, when we're going to multiply with fractions, we want to make sure they're both fractions. How would I multiply those, or what should I do next? You do multiply straight across, but there's something you might want to do before that.
See if there can go.
Yeah, see if they can simplify. Courtney, do you see numbers that can simplify? 3 and 9, okay? We can divide a 3 out of both of these. If I divide a 3 out of 3, I get a 1. If I divide a 3 out of 9, I get a 3. Now we absolutely do multiply across, which would be negative 4 times 1, which is negative 4. And then we're going to take 3 times 1, which is 3. So y equals negative 4/3. That's my y. This is the same exact process on this entire thing, over and over and over.
Weird question.
No weird question. They are all identical.
Done right.
Are you doing number 9 now?
Question, Bryce?
If you have a negative like on the bottom,
I would, absolutely. Great question. You guys pick. You want to do 9, 10, 11, or 12? 10? Okay, go to the next page to number 10. Then you'll have one on every single one. What's the first thing I should write down? Y equals mx. What am I trying to figure out?
the M part.
I'm trying to find m. And I use the if statement to find m. How do I find m? Y over x. What's my y value of my if? Negative 5. And what's my x? 2. What do I check now? Or if you divide it and it's a whole number, right? If you divide that, is that a whole number or is it a decimal on your calculator? It's a decimal. We don't want that, right? Can we reduce it? No, 2. The only thing that divides into 2 is 2, and it doesn't go into 5. So my equation is what, Jack?
Negative 5, 2. No,
Y.
Negative 5. Yeah. Y equals negative. No. Negative 5. Negative 5 over 2. Yeah.
And then what do I have to have after that?
X.
X. That's my equation. Now I rewrite that equation down. Y equals negative 5/2 x. Now I'm using the find part. How do I do this? Very good. X is going to get replaced with 8. So I have negative 5 over 2. Bryce, how should I write 8? 8 over 1, because we're going to multiply it times a fraction. Tone, can I simplify that at all? 2 and 8. What does 2 become? Yep. And then what does 8 become? A 4. So then when I multiply across, what do I end up getting?
9. I mean, 20.
Careful. Negative 20 over 1, which really is negative 20. So y equals negative 20.
Like,
Okay? There is nothing tricky. Zayden asked me right away, are you going to do anything tricky? There is nothing tricky. I wanted to do one on every single page so that you don't have to flip back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now you have an example on every page. I don't care if you start on number 2. I don't care if you start on number 6. I don't care if you start on number 9. But you want to work on this worksheet today. Cool? All right, good work. Keep rolling.